Yes, hello guys, how are we all doing? I hope we are all fine. Good. So this is Mr. Idris Asane and the team. So this is going to be our second lecture or our second lesson on sets. So meanwhile, before we start, just to remind you of subscribing, liking our videos, following us, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell not to miss any of our activities coming. And we'd like to thank each and every one of you for the support, for the courage, for the inspirations. Good. So your comments and also questions and advices are well recommended. Keep them flowing in the comment box. So our today's topic, today's lesson is going to be sets part 2. So it's like we have a question here. It says given that the universal set U is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. So looking at this set, okay, looking at the universal set, this tells us that, okay, this tells us that it is what? It is a finite set if we understand, okay, what a finite set is from our previous lesson. So set X is A, B, C, D, E, and F. Set Y is C, D, and E. So it says use the information above to find the following. Now, on figure 1 says draw. So we are going to draw something. Draw what? Draw a Venn diagram to illustrate the information above. So we are going to draw a Venn diagram, okay, to illustrate or to show that information above. Now on figure 2 says we are going to what is the relationship between X and Y. Now after drawing, we will see the relationship, we will see the connection. What is connecting X and Y, okay, is called their relationship. Good. So let's continue. Let's start solving. That's the solution. So the first thing it says what? We draw our Venn diagram. So meanwhile, first let's list our data. So we know the universal set U is what? Is from A, B, C, D, E, okay, F, G, H, and I. Okay. Our set X is what? Set X is B, C, D, E, and F. Okay, and what? Set Y. What is our set Y? Set Y is C, D, and E. So let's draw. So the drawing, the type of shape depends on what type of shape you want. First, I will have to use a box. Okay, I'll use a box. So let me drag it down. Let me bring it down. Connect it like this. Good. So I am going to name this box as what? As our universal set U. Looking at the universal set, it contains what? Set X and set Y. So inside the universal set, what do we have? We have our X. I can draw a big circle of X. Okay. One may ask why I'm starting with the X, because looking at the X and the Y, all the members of the Y can be found inside set X. You understand? So what are we going to do? We are going to draw Y inside X. Y inside X. Good. So what do we have in Y? Y, we have C, we have D, and we have E. Good. So after removing C, D, and E from X, what do we left with? We are left with B. Okay, we already have C, we already have D, we already have E, and F. Okay, so the whole of Y is found inside X. So now what is going to be the next move? Now since we learned from our previous topic that in the universal set there is no repetition, so there should be no repetition here. So now let's proceed. What is in the universal set, okay, which is not found inside set X? So we can even start from A. Now we already have our B, we already have our C, we have our D, we have our E, we have our F. So we don't have G, we don't have H, we don't have I. So this is how to draw your universal. This is how to draw your Venn diagram. So this is the first part of the question. So the second part of the question says what is the relationship between what? Between X and Y. Now let us look at X and Y. We can detect that, or we can see that Y, the whole of Y is found inside what? Inside X. The whole of Y is found inside X. Therefore, the relationship the relationship between x and y is that okay. Now what can we learn from it? We can learn that y is a subset of x. Y is a subset of x. That is the relationship between x and y. Good. So we have question 2. That is the next question is given that the universal set is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now it says what? Set A is 2, 4, 6, 8. Set B is 1, 3, 5, and 7. We are asked to draw a Venn diagram to illustrate the information above. Now let's see whether this is going to be similar or is going to be the same as the first question. Okay. Now as you can see, first I will write my data. I have the universal set. Now this time around, there's no need for me to write all the members in universal set. Let me just write 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, dot, comma. The last one is 10. So this is telling us that these 3 dots is telling us it continues from 3, 4, 5 up to where? Up to 10. Now what do we have? Set A is what? Set A we have 2, 4, yes, 6 and 8. Set B we have 1, 3, 5 and 7. So drawing it, same thing. I'm going to use my small box. If you want, you can make it big. The size doesn't matter. Okay. So why I'm drawing this big one and labeling it as U? That's the universal set. Because set A and set B, they are all found inside the universal set. I can draw my... Now first, before drawing, watch set A and set B. Do they have any connection? No. So I can draw them separately. I can name this as set A, name this as set B. Set A we have 2, 4, 6 and 8. Set B we have 1, 3, 5 and 7. Looking at it, I'm trying to separate them so that it cannot become a composite number. Okay, so now let's look at the universal set. We have from 1 to 10. Remember, no repetition. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What are we left with? 9 and 10. This is the diagram. So this is going to be our first part of the question. Now our second part of the question says what? It says what is the relationship between A and B? There is no relationship. There is no relationship between A and B. Why? Because A and B are disjoint sets. Disjoint sets simply means they have nothing in common. I hope we enjoy this video. So let's try one more question. Okay, good. So the third question reads, it says if the universal set U is 1, 2, 3 up to what? 15. Set A is 2, 4, 6, 8. Set B is 1, 3, 6 and 8. Now use the information to draw a Venn diagram. I think now we are all familiar with how to draw a Venn diagram, but yet still, okay, so you can pause the video and try the questions, especially for learners. You can pause this video and try this question, then after you can continue playing it. Now let's solve it. Set U is going to be, let's draw that. Okay, good. So this is going to be our set U. Now, oh, I even forget to list the data, though it is not compulsory, but it helps and it guides on what you are doing. Now universal set U is 1, 2, 3. Okay, it goes to 15. Set A, what do I have for set A? Set A I have 2, 4, okay, 6 and 8. Set B, I have what? 1, 3, 6 and 8. Now let's draw. Now before drawing, always check set A and set B. Do they have anything in common? Yes. This time around they have something in common, 6 and 8. So you can put them together. Since they have something in common, you can put them like that. So this, name it as A, name this as B. I hope you are following. Now first, input what? The things that they have in common. What do they have in common? 6 is here, 6 is here. You can write 6 in the middle. Now 8 is here, 8 is here. Write 8 in the middle. Now remember, no repetition. That's the gem. Now come to A. You already have 6 and 8. What is left? We are left with 2 and 4. Now come to B. We already have 6 and 8. What is left? 1 and 3. Remember from our first lecture we said what? No repetition in the universal set. So in the universal set we have from 1 to 15. Now let's start naming them, or let's start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there any 5? No. Write 5. 6. Is there any 7? No. 7. 8. We have 9. We have 10. We have 11. We have 12. We have 13. 14. And we have 15. That's the universal set. Very easy, not so? Good. So let's move to the second part of the question, which is we find A and B. A and B means A intersection B. Intersection simply means what is common. What can you see in A at the same time you are seeing it in B? That is from the data. Also going to the diagram, what is in between A and B? Automatically we are seeing 6 and 8. That is all. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, follow us, turn on the notification bell not to miss our upcoming videos. We thank you so much for your support. Thank you.